So Sadi, rum. I don't have rum, but I have some whiskey. Cinnamon whiskey. Okay, we can just bless it a little bit with that. And I have a little red. No, this is white, not red. Hola, hola, hola. I know this is impromptu. Again, like there's anybody out there not doing something. This is the easiest Christmas I've ever had because I'm not stressed, not worried about buying gifts. This is Vlogmas Day 20. And somehow I find myself having company tomorrow. No, on Christmas Day. Hola, Robin. Impromptu. This was not planned, not scheduled. But you know, I've already posted something about the skyline when I was walking. And this is just preparation for Thursday. In Panama, I have not gone heavy on Christmas Day. And I think even at home, I had started to, you know, as the kids gotten bigger, I had kind of started to say, you know, the craziness and the buying and all that running around. I can't even imagine. I used to remember, but this time in Florida, even if you weren't to the mall, if you got caught anywhere in that general area, you were stuck in traffic. It was like starting the first or second week of December, people's mind, I don't know if you experienced that in the US, people's mind kind of shifted where they don't pay attention. They're just so focused on the list, buying, not paying attention on the road. They're rear-ending you, they're broadsiding you. And I was like, you know, this is the time for me to just stay away from the road. So it was crazy. And I think a few years back, one year, I remember being, you know, my list, this, and you know, I had employees. So we used to go watch the Rockets or have a big dinner, and then you had to give people little gifts. And then I remember on December 24th, one year, I was at the mall trying to find one last gift for someone. It was like 9:30 at night. And I just stopped and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What is this? Because it was like the list kept getting longer. I'm like, oh, I forgot this person. And then you had to figure out what this person likes. And I'm one of those people, I like to give people things that I like, which is not necessarily the right thing to do because they may not have the same, you know, taste, right? And then after that, I remember the kids were like teenagers and I said, okay, let's have a meeting. We used to have a family meeting. I'm like, listen, I am going on strike. I am not going to buy a gift for people anymore. If there is somebody whom I feel needs something, I'm going to give you a gift card, whether it's a general card or a digital. And then the kids, I'm like, we're going to give you some money. And I said to my husband, listen, you don't need to worry about me. There is really nothing I need per se. And if I need something, I'll get it throughout the year. Pressure off everybody. And I did that. And it was like, before I got here, I'm talking about good 10, 15 years. We just stopped giving gifts because it was crazy, out of control. And, you know, grabbing to fight over a tree and then paying money for the decorations and ornaments. I had a patient. Well, she wasn't trying to get lights, but all the string lights, well, you know, became a job. It became a career for people to come and decorate your house. So that, because if you live on a street where everybody has decoration and you don't have decoration, they're probably going to call the HOA on you. And saying, she is lowering the standard of our streets. It's like, it's too much pressure. I don't decorate either, but I used to have a tree. When the kids were younger, we had our little house. We had some really beige, light carpeting. the kids were not allowed in those rooms. I had a couch. I remember I had an L-shaped couch that was also white. Nobody was allowed to sit on that. Now I'm thinking back, I'm like, was it a museum or what was it that the kids are like, what kind of mindset to have a place in your house that nobody can sit on your couch, nobody can go through that. So we had to put the tree in that living room with the white couch, and I did not like fake trees, of course not. So once you finish decorating the tree, and I used to have to not fight, but try to get my husband to get in the spirit of helping me decorate. He wasn't in that. And once you take that dead tree out, and the pine got stuck in that carpeting, and no amount of vacuuming could do it. It took days of me picking out. That's why I said, I just kind of went on a strike, and I'm like, I'm boycotting Christmas. I'm not doing all this anymore. So I didn't decorate the house. I stopped having trees. I stopped giving gifts, and I don't do a big meal. I did not. I cook for Thanksgiving like I did here. But for Christmas at home, I used to make some quiches. I used to do bacon and egg and cheese, and I used to do a veggie, and then I'd have some fruit. And then our tradition was we cut a movie because the movies would be coming out and we go to the movies. That was my tradition. So here, I cook for Thanksgiving as I did in the past, even though I had stopped cooking for Thanksgiving too. And I said, well, because we have sisters here who just got here, who may not know anybody, that was the impetus behind the Thanksgiving. So I said, next year, if we do, it's going to be a true potluck. But you know what? The women here don't cook, and they don't want to cook. So they're like, well, I said, you can have a chef make it. I don't mind. Because they all have chefs. And sometimes they look at me sideways, Miss Megan. I'm like, no, I am not chefing. All that cooking and prepping, it's just too much work. Remember, like Sister Mudiwa said, we are free tired. I work on the computer a lot. I do things for SWRA. I walk. I do a lot of things because I want to, but I don't want to put that level of stress. Because people don't realize, and that's why in the restaurant, they have to really do a volume cooking, and then there's speed involved in order for them to make a profit. Because it depends on how many covers, meaning how many dishes you get out. It is a low margin business. I've been in it, and I didn't do so well in it, so I know. But the time because the restaurant have things delivered, that's a good thing. But me, I have to go out and get it. I could have something delivered, but I may not like the quality of the things they delivered to me. Even though the one place I tried last week, I showed you, the small avocados were really good. They were buttery. So I sent her a little note about that. I said, I'm going to reorder some. I want those avocados. And the coconut was okay, and the rest of it was okay. But anyway, so today is about what I got today. I got up, didn't get too early, no fish, and I wanted to tell you what Panamanians are going to eat for a holiday, La Navideña, Temporada de Navidad. Do you know, Panama is a very Catholic country. I mentioned that in my last live. We did culture. The Spanish culture, Catholicism is really big. The cantatas, I used to love to go to cantatas. And one sister invited me to her church, but on Sunday afternoon, after I do the live, I just don't want to do anything. I even thought of going to the movies, but it's like I gotta clean the kitchen, and then no, I just don't want to go out, get dressed. It's just too much energy. So I don't. But people are in the spirit of Navidad. It reminded me of when I was growing up, how Christmas was before it got commercialized when I got to the United States. And I'm like, this is different from what I grew up with. We grew up with Christmas being all about baby Jesus and singing Christmas songs and having a little tree. And I have a picture of a tree that we had in my house. Oh, that little tree looks so pitiful. But we didn't know any better, and we enjoyed it. And then we bought gifts. It was for the kids. When I grew up, we did not give each other gifts. No, it was one gift. You bought me a doll, you bought that little boy, your son, a football, a soccer ball, you know, something like that. But it was not that commercialized. You got to buy somebody's slippers and pajamas and stuff. We didn't have that. No, 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 no. So that's why I boycotted. I'm like, no. But here, people buy, you know. I see a lot of people with bags, and that started since Black Friday. They've had lots of big deals, and the deals were a lot about household items. People saved throughout the year to just buy a stove or a washing machine or a television, and they got really good deals with those. And that kind of has spilled down to the Christmas season. So there was a lot of bags and buying. In fact, I went to the mall one time. It was so bombed, and I was like, I forgot. What am I doing here around Mother's Day? But today I went, the reason I ended up at Outbrook, I realized I'd forgotten about the little gift bag from my security people down here. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Then I had to go to the ATM to get some cash. And then I needed to break the cash. And that was a whole, everybody's like, no, no cambiamos, no cambiamos. We don't change money. And I could have gone to the bank, but I was wearing this hat. I can't wear this, but I go to the bank. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to take the hat off in public. No. So it was like, no, can't go to the bank. But I got it done. The last place I went and bought the rosca, the lady gave me change. So everybody's in the spirit of Navidad. You riding the metro, you just, I was in an elevator with a lady and she was like, oh, te deseo una buena Navidad, con prosperidad, salud. They're just wishing you all these positive things. And I'm like, sí, en familia, you know, that's great. Then I went to San Felipe, was bomb. Lots of people buying meat and veggies. The vegetable area was really bomb. People buying potatoes, saril, and I'll show you the saril. I bought some. So this is all about familia, eating in families, and the transport area was not as bomb as I was expecting, probably because people have already left to go to the interior. Every time there's a holiday, people come here to work and then they go home. So, and then when they go around this time, they're probably going to be gone till the first of the year. So they're probably already gone. So it wasn't so bad. I was like, oh, because I was dreading it. All right. What do they eat for La Navidad? La Navidad means Christmas. Navideña is the adjective that comes from Navidad. Something navideña means something related to Christmas, okay? So what they eat, and I asked one of the ladies when I went to get some chicken, I said, do they eat chicken during Christmas? I thought it was the ham, the leg of the pig, and then the regular cured ham. She's like, yes, they use chicken whole for the holiday, like a roast chicken. You know, on a day-to-day, they cut the chicken in sancocho, the soup, and if they're gonna put it in sauce. But they're gonna cook the chicken whole, right? Especially if you have a family that doesn't have a lot of money, so it's a lot easier for them to get the chicken. But you also know that I told you the government was giving out, what do they call it? Castaña navideña. It's like a Christmas box or a bag where they had like maybe 10 pounds of rice. They give him a ham. They had a can of guandu, which is the, I hope I have guandu because that's what I'm going to cook tomorrow. Oh, I do. I remember getting it. Oh, do I have, oh no. I thought I had coconut milk. Oh well, that's all right. But I have a can of guandu verde, green peas like that, but they have them in small bags. They can have them green and then they have it in black. So on a Christmas table in Panama, you're gonna have rosca. Rosca is this, what do you call this bread? How do you call that when when they make this. It's like they're doing braided, you know, it's almost like it's braided, but it's an egg bread, and it can be plain or it can be with almendras, which is almonds. And I like almonds, so I got one. And people tell you that one of their memories, you know, I hear them on TV, is a memoria navideña, es rosca con jamón. They have a piece of this bread with some ham and coffee, café. Which is so, but every holiday you're gonna see this bread on the table, okay? Whether it's plain or with almonds. Lots of grapes. They love to have grapes for the holidays. I didn't buy any because I don't eat grapes like that. Of course, the meat, I told you, either it's a whole roasted chicken, but they have usually more than one meat. And the ham is something that I couldn't have even in the States because the amount of salt, and then it's cured, but they have that, and they slice it, and they put all kinds of stuff in it with the pineapple and the honey and all that. Yes. Or you can have a fresh pierna de cerdo, which is the leg of the pig, and then they either roast it or put it in the oven. And boy, I watch a lady cook it. I mean, they throw everything at that thing. They have mustard, they have wine, they have ketchup, and all kinds of things, right? And sometimes I think it's a little too much, but, and with lots of gravy, and I'm not a gravy person. And then the rice con guandu, the rice, they the black little beans, that is required on a table for la navideña here in Panama. And they also have a potato salad that they make with beets. And I was gonna make it, but it's not gonna jive with what I'm trying to cook. So they call it ensalada de fiesta. That means it's a holiday potato salad. Of course, it's got the mayonnaise and beets to make it red. Where I come from, we call it salad russe, meaning like a Russian salad. You know, they eat a lot of beets. All right, and that does also have some boiled eggs in it, and the beets and mayonnaise. I used to put like some green peas in when I used to make potato salad, but I don't make that anymore. For the drinks, el sarid. So this is $1 at San Felipe. I told you before, the sarid comes from this flour here, right? And I showed you how you have to take the pit out. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. You take the pit out, or tomorrow night, you take the pit out, and you rinse the flours. I have another bag that I had bought last week, so I have 2 bags. Because the amount of water you put in will determine how red it is, right? And you know, the Jamaicans make sorrel. I looked at the lady talking about the sorrel. And there is some kind of debate as to whether you put the, and they sell it to you with some jimbre, ginger. You can cook it with it or you can add it later. I read that if you boil the flour with the ginger, it kind of gets something, or takes something away from the taste of the sarid. I don't know. But tomorrow I'll live stream my cooking and I'll tell you what I'm gonna cook. But, oh shoot, I forgot to get the orange peel. But I do have allspice. I'll put allspice. I forgot the orange. All right, so they're gonna have sarid, definitely. Then they're gonna have a ron ponche. I told you before, ron ponche. It's like that eggnog that you guys have over there, which I don't like. And my friend Sini, I gave it to me, so I'm going to try it just because she gifted it to me. But this is something, even in my country, we make something similar with coconut, and we put some white rum in it. Whew, yes, good stuff, good stuff. We call it cremas, okay? And cremas, you need only a little bit of it. I remember as children, we used to make the round to visit the aunties and the uncles, and everywhere we went, we'd get a little bit of that because they say, oh, they're little children. They don't need too much alcohol. And then they have some cakes, not fruit cakes. We didn't do fruit cakes, but that is something here. In the Jamaican, neighborhoods, they'll have fruit cakes. I don't like them. And then there's another cake they call bun. It's brown, and then you eat it with a slice of cheese. I don't have that either. And I think if I use the Rosca with some coffee, I'm already bad enough. Today, I'm just pulling back because, oh my God. The biscotti, I just went crazy with that, so no bueno, Maggie. But in the saril, chicha de saril. Remember, in here in Panama, chicha means a drink. Drink of chicha de piña, chicha de naranja, chicha de. So it's saril. And you can choose to put a little bit of rum in it. The Jamaicans do. I don't have rum, but I have cinnamon whiskey, so we could put a bit of that in there. Or you could choose to put some red wine, right? And I do have also some sangria. For my party, we haven't opened it, so they can have sangria. And water. So what else do they have? Typically Panamanians are not big on desserts. Right? So you're not going to see a lot of cakes going around, ice cream. They like ice cream just by itself, just strolling around at the mall. They love ice cream. Not as much as Peruvians. Oh my God, everybody was eating ice cream there. But in terms of dessert, some people eat flan, but it's not something that is, part of the diet here. But that arroz con guandú, rosca, pierna de cerdos, chicken, fish, not so much for this holiday, but for Thanksgiving, even though they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I saw more fish being eaten, and especially, now if you're talking about Easter, oh yes, that was all fish. All right, for me tomorrow, what am I cooking? I wasn't initially going to cook, but with my Spanish class, one of my students is flying in on Christmas Day, and she's like, oh, no, anybody? I'm like, oh, yeah, come on in. So I'm going to have her, another one who's been here 3 weeks, and then another one, I don't know if she says she has some kind of a gathering to go to, but she may stop by because we're going to eat early because her flight comes in at 2:30, so I'm thinking towards 5 or 6. That's when I'm going to eat. So I'm making sancocho mañana, okay? So I went to the store to San Felipe. Me compré dos gallinas, two chicken. And I had them, cut them up, picar. When you say, un pollo, por favor, picado, and they know you mean they're going to cut it for you. And they give you the feet, but it's a soup. I can put the feet in there, and then it's gonna give me that broth. So you cook the chicken cooks fast, and you put in there, it only needs 2 or 3 items. It was funny. The first time I made sancocho, I put carrots and stuff, and the gentleman wrote to me. He said, well, se ve muy rico. It looks really nice, but for your information, it's only pollo, oregano, culantro, not cilantro, culantro, the white leaf. They put a lot of it in there. It's really strong and pungent, really nice. I like it. And ñame. Ñame is the yam, and it cooks really fast. So by the time I put my chicken and I get the chicken, I'm gonna marinate tonight, of course, for better flavor. And you cook the chicken, the chicken, I don't want it to overcook. By the time it's almost cooked, I add the water, and then I put the oregano. Maybe in the next 5-10 minutes, that's when I and put the ñame, because the ñame cooks really fast. But a little trick that I learned is that you could put some ñame in a little early, And then you smash it on the side of the pot, and it gives you a thicker consistency. So I bought nyame. This is a root. Is it a vegetable? Yeah. It's white inside. Now the Jamaican yam is yellow. This one is white. So I was like, oh, let me get two but I don't think my pot is gonna take that much. So remember, pollo, culantro, oregano, and nyame. That's it. And then my nurse friend who's Panamanian, I said, oh, I like to put some carrots and stuff. And then I said, I went to a fonda and I saw they had sancocho de carne, sancocho de marisco. She's like, no, señora, sopa de carne, sopa de marisco. If you put any other kind of meat in it, it's not sancocho. I'm like, oh, mi culpa, okay? So that's why you have to hang around the locals so you know the drill, so you don't sound so ignorant. So do not say sancocho de carne. And when they say carne here, they mean beef, okay? Not pork. So, and then we just, dessert, no cheesecake. No, I don't want any of this. I want to see it. This is going to be my challenge right here for coffee. I like to just rip it up and dip it in my coffee. But I decided I'm not making my soup for January 1st, so I guess I'll pay my penance after this. But I like this bread. I do. But anyway, I thought I would let you guys know what's happening, what the plan is for tomorrow. Let's see, if we're eating at 6, I'm probably going to start cooking like at 3 or 4 because the rice is going to take no time. The guandu, I'm going to use this, rinse it off. And I'm going to make some vegetable broth today, so I have that to put in my chicken. And then we're just going to relax. It's going to be nice and easy. Okay. Always have one of these folks here. Don't know who you are. Message deleted. Greetings from Panama, Craig. Very nice to see you. Tomorrow I'm making sancocho. You may want to look me up. I mean, any restaurant you go to, like the one next door to me, you're gonna have sancocho. That's the national dish of Panama. Did I say that? Yes. Respect alert, just like the stream to support. I'm live too and know how real this journey is. Salute to the creator and all the folks who show up with love in their hearts. Oh, muchas gracias. How to spell Mark? Okay, Feliz Navidad. Hola, everyone. Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to have fireworks or not. I was really disappointed on the November 28th for Independencia de España. There was nothing. I'm talking nothing. No fireworks, no parade. So, no bueno. All right. Someone's calling me, you guys, on the phone. So I will see you tomorrow, okay? So I'll go live around 4-ish, 3, 4. All right? Bye. 2 missed calls.